Hi, Cancer, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I am going to be doing your May 16th to the 31st, 2021 reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and also to subscribe to my channel. And if you would like to be notified whenever I upload new videos, and I upload all the time, just hit the bell notification button. And if you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed and linked in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. Let's let the bowls sing as we see what the tarot has to say. Cancer. May 16th to the 31st, 2021, Cancer. May 16th to the 31st, 2021, Cancer. May 16th to the 31st, 2021, Cancer. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Ooh. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels. 4 at the root. Okay, there we go. Now, the left-hand side is the inner self. The middle is the heart, the emotional self. The right-hand side, the public arena, the public self. So what we have here is, think of this kind of like a tree. You have the branches above and you have the roots and the bark here. So let's see. We have the King of Pentacles. We have the Three of Cups, Temperance. King of Pentacles is Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Temperance is Sagittarius energy, time frame November 22nd to December 21st. And then we have the Devil energy, which is Capricorn energy. So that's very, very interesting. Okay. We have the Six of Wands and the Nine of Cups in our inner self. We have the Moon, which is Pisces energy, February 19th to March 20th. And the Seven of Cups in our heart. And then we have the Five of Cups and the Two of Cups in our public arena. All right. Okay. So things get heavy, not going to lie. We can see it from the root that there's like, I don't want to say a balance between good and evil because that sounds rather dramatic, but that sounds rather dramatic, so why not say it? But there's this sense of, finding balance and finding harmony, and then falling back into the cycle of addictions, the cycle of what the world expects you to do, the cycle of, this is how it's supposed to be. And there's a real sense here of like, why? And why am I relying on people or institutions or things that don't have my back, have proven time and time again that they do not have my best interest at heart? Where's my prosperity? Where is the place that I want to move forward to? What is it that I'm holding on to that brings me wealth, prosperity, success, and bounty? And have I found that yet? Or am I still discovering it? Am I, pushing away the layers? So let's look at our chakra energy for this time. Cancer, May 16th to the 31st, 2021, Cancer. May 16th to the 31st, 2021, Cancer. angels, and spirit guides, show me clearly. It's divine wisdom. So this is the this is the soul star, there we go, the soul star chakra. And this is a sense of wisdom coming to us in the most unexpected ways. And we're going to see that we're actually fighting against this wisdom. There's something that is coming forward that we're going to think, oh, no, that's just silly. That's just nonsense. That came into my path because it was wrong or it was just entertaining. Not that it has a real purpose, a real meaning, but it's going to plant a seed. With the soul star chakra, there's divine guidance here, divine wisdom that leads us forward. And this is going to be a time where if we just said, you know what, I'm going to see what happens, kind of like rolling a die and just saying, if it lands on 8, I'm going to. If it lands on 5, I'm going to. And do that with just a few things, just to make it random, just to make it, fun. Do I walk into that shop? If I roll, an even number, I do. If I roll an odd number, I don't. And there's just going to be the sense of leaving it up to the divine, which is going to be really, really kind of fun. And then we have the energy we need to be mindful of during this time. What is the energy that Cancer needs to be mindful of? May 16th to the 31st, 2021, Cancer. What is the energy that Cancer needs to be mindful of? May 16th to the 31st, 2021, Cancer. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. The King of Pentacles. So it's what blesses us. Also kind of keeps us in a rut, keeps us held down. The King of Pentacles is seeing the interconnectedness of things, but it can see things, it can be seeing things so interconnectedly that we miss the point of the here and the now. And we just think, well, this is going to help this, and that's going to help that, and that's going to move me forward this way. And everything becomes very planned out, which it's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's not necessarily a good thing. The King of Pentacles is also going to be very constricting, very controlling, but it's also going to be an energy that we find very comforting because we're rooted in it ourselves with the King of Pentacles right here. There's a sense of wanting to achieve, wanting to strive forward, wanting to break boundaries, wanting to open up. And the King of Pentacles here is going to be more restrictive, more you have to follow these rules, you have to do things exactly this way. And it's not really going to fit in to the greater picture of what it is that you want. With the King of Pentacles here at our root, with the, I see it as the King of Pentacles and Temperance go together, these two positive cards. And then for me, the Three of Cups isn't necessarily a positive card. The Three of Cups is a card that says, I trusted in people. I thought they would celebrate me, and they couldn't, and they didn't. And now, how do I trust? How do I put my faith into others? We have the Devil, and the Devil is rather self-explanatory, but it's also the sense of being chained, of being, linked to chaos always, of, having to fight against parts of our personality, our coping mechanisms from childhood that come up, our addictions, our angers, our despairs, our heartbreaks, our pains, our disappointments, everything in the world that says you can't. And this is going to be a time where we're really trying to embrace our prosperity. We're claiming the throne, saying, this is the wealth that I have. This is the power that is me. This is the temperance. This is the balance. This is the harmony and the blessing and the power within my relationships, the power within my inner self to move me forward, the power within my divine connection. And then we're going to have the real world come in and say, yeah, but remember when you failed? Remember when you trusted the wrong person? Remember how many times things fell apart before now they seem to be working, but are they really going to be working? Or do you have to stay chained to regrets forever? And this is going to be something that's very hard for us at our root, because at one hand, we're facing this new dawn. We're looking at this new day. We're looking at our fears and saying, okay, yeah, I have fears. Everybody has fears. But I'm conquering them. I'm looking at them. I'm looking at myself. I'm pushing things forward. I'm embracing what is desired. But there's going to be the sense that comes back and says, but look at what you're chained to. Look at the base desires that we have. Look at everything that we consume just for the sake of consuming it. Where do you want to be? How do you find the balance when all there is chaos? How do you find the balance? How do you find the harmony when those who have celebrated fall away? And when we talk about the Three of Cups, this can be the people that celebrated us, that were supposed to celebrate us, and they celebrated us for a time. It could be a parent, a caregiver, a a best friend, a lover, a partner, a husband, a wife. They were there, and then they weren't. And they left us with trust issues. They left us with abandonment issues. They left us with issues. And we're looking at things, and it's like, how do I embrace being this prosperous, bountiful, abundant person? I have issues. But here's the thing. Every single person on this earth has issues. Be them manifested one way or another. Everybody has issues. It's finding the balance. It's finding the harmony and not letting ourselves be chained and small and silenced. Because in our inner selves, we're looking to celebrate our blessings, but we find it hard to see our blessings. The Six of Wands is a celebration, a coming together, a greater understanding. The Six of Wands is saying there's beauty here. There's power here. I have to celebrate myself, because if I don't celebrate me, who will? If I don't embrace my truth and my talents, who will? If I can't look at my prosperity, who will? The Nine of Cups, well, this is a wish card. So there's a wish that's coming forward as we start to celebrate ourselves, which we're going to find to be rather tricky, because we have the doubts and the fears and the chaos and the things that we're chained to and the old coping mechanisms coming forward and making us think, I just can't. So to celebrate ourselves is going to be an act of defiance. In Cancer, this act of defiance is going to be very powerful for us. And we're going to want to be a bit defiant during this time. We're going to want to say, yeah, well, who will make me? Because we're going to want to kind of turn things on their heads, shake things up, change for the sake of change. The Nine of Cups isn't seeing our blessings the same way that everybody else looks at our blessings to us. People will look at us and say, well, of course you're celebrating yourself. You have X, Y, Z, everything is so great. You're so successful. You look so happy, this and that. And it's like, okay, I didn't know you saw me that way. And I'm not seeing the blessings that I have, the cups that I have. I'm guarding them. I'm proud of them. Maybe I don't even know that they've multiplied this way. But it's now being engaged instead of being the watcher, the person looking out, instead of the person looking into the blessings. It's turning around. It's starting to see. It's starting to see what we desire, what we want, what we need, what we're looking for, what we long for. There's a real sense of what am I moving towards? What is the point of it? Because they can really feel this rut of same cycle, different day, same thing, different day. What am I celebrating here? What is the bigger goal? Is the goal ever going to be obtainable? Am I going to fall off the wagon? Am I going to go back into old behaviors and old patterns and old habits that just rip everything away from me? That could be, and that is, an underlying fear during this time, that it can all fall apart. Here's the thing. Nothing is forever. Nothing is etched in stone and will withstand all the test of time. Even things etched in stone will eventually be weathered away. This is a time where we start to see what we want and what we desire, and the passion within our hearts and the power within our souls and the way that we open up the door. So in our hearts, we're facing fears. Why? Because facing fears makes us powerful. That's what the moon is about. The moon is about facing fear. The moon is about being angry and being upset and having the conscious and the subconscious self come forward, and all these different ways that we can be pulled, all these different ways that we can move. But there's a sense of transformation. There's a sense of building up the serotonin levels, having pride within ourselves, standing tall, and everything comes. And what comes with the moon is fear. But it also comes introspection. It also comes with a greater comprehension. And it's getting the subconscious and the conscious self not necessarily always on the same page, because we don't always know what our subconscious is thinking, but at least able to not be howling at the moon or barking at each other all the time. There is a sense of calm. There is a sense of deeper understanding. There is a sense of learning through fear. And it's being afraid and looking at it and saying, I'm absolutely stinking terrified. I'm going to do it anyway. I'm pushing the boundaries. I'm gaining the understanding. I'm opening up the door. And it starts to lead us to what we dream. Because if we're starting to be able to face the fears in maybe very physical ways, okay? So I like to use the example of rock climbing, because I've started to do that. And I was absolutely terrified. I didn't realize how afraid of heights I was until I climbed up and they're like, okay, drop down. And I thought, you've got to be absolutely kidding me. This is absurd. And I didn't think I could do it. And then I did. And that was astounding. And then you keep on pushing yourself more and more and more. You keep on facing these fears that make you think, oh my gosh, I'm going to die. And then you don't. And it's amazing. And so here, that's what we're doing. These fears that might not be physical like that, but the fears that really mean the most, because they are what is keeping us chained within our own life, keeping us chained within our own existence. And that's what we're trying to find the balance to. Fear is a good thing. It keeps us alive. It keeps us from walking into the fire or stepping in front of, moving objects. It's what's important. But what we need to understand is that there's the balance to the fear and to what we desire and to the way that we move forward. And we're not going to be chained anymore. We're actually going to be seeking out the things that chain us, that keep us small, that keep us tethered, that keep us not where we need to be. And we're starting to see our dreams come forward because of that. We're starting to see the truth behind the veil. We're starting to see the greater meanings, the greater understandings, the greater knowledge, the greater truth. And it's starting to evolve with us, and we're starting to evolve with it. We're looking at our dreams not as these sacred, safe things that we keep in our minds and we bring out, when we're getting ready for bed, or we bring out on times where we're on a walk, or, just doing something and our mind gets to wander. And it's like, oh, that dream that's so important to me. We get to unveil it, and we get to be scared as hell because of it. But we get to see that fear and get to start moving forward, coming out of the waters of our emotions, coming out of the depth of simply being emotion and reactionary, to saying, how do I do this? How do I move this? How do I accomplish this? Where does this lead me? And it leads us then to changing our minds and changing our whole entire lives. It leads us to the Five of Cups, which is looking at the despair and the heartbreak and the pain and the disappointment, and turning around and literally seeing the Two of Cups, actually seeing the Two of Cups standing behind us. It's not an accident that the cards were put down like this, because it's a sense of healing after so much pain, after so much disappointment, heartbreak, and despair. It's like I could sit there and look at my failures and my shortcomings forever. That's fine. And people do that. We know the people. We've all met them multiple occasions, on people who will tell you everything that's wrong with them. Every hurt, every pain, every disappointment, everything that fell apart in their lives. And it's chaotic. It's overwhelming. And they're just in this pit of despair. And you're looking at them and you're thinking, but you have that. Like, you have the Two of Cups. You have a blessing around you. Why aren't you seeing it? Why isn't it enough? And sometimes when we're in the midst of things, when we're in the darkness of it all, it just can't be enough, because we're in that darkness. And it's this little tiny itsy bitsy light that we're not even registering. But as we heal, as we look at the hurt and the pain and the disappointment, and we say, I see you, I understand you, I respect you for what you are. But now it's time for me to heal. Now it's time for me to open up the door. Now it's time for me to be guided forward towards more. And it's coming to terms with the masculine and feminine aspects of ourselves, the way that, as we're represented by the Chariot, the way that the Chariot is ruled by the subconscious and the conscious. That's what we're coming to terms with here. But also the I have to do and I have to nurture type of aspect. And we're going to see ourselves being blessed by our angels in a way that we hadn't thought of. So let's look here. What is it that we're guarding and not seeing? What is it that Cancer is guarding and not seeing? What is it that Cancer is guarding and not seeing? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. So it's the fact that we are king, and it's the fact that we have more justice to us, more discernment to us than we give ourselves credit for. So what we're not celebrating, what we're not seeing within ourselves is what we should be celebrating. And that's going to be the real truth here within our inner selves, is that we're going to sit there and say, it's not enough, or I still have to push harder. And what divinity is saying right now is there's the making of a king to you. There's this king element to you. Embrace it. Embrace it. See it. Claim your power. Know your truth. Walk forward with strength and determination of self and of mind. Be just. Not saying that everything has to be fair with everyone, because that's just setting you up for failure. It's saying that I am being discerning and I am being as just as I can to myself and to others. But I have to be just to me. I can't let all the energy in, because the King of Cups knows that I only rule myself. And if we're letting all the energy in, why the heck would he be on a throne in the middle of the ocean? And you could argue, okay, because he's cups, yes, and he's water sign, yes. But wouldn't you be on land with just water around you? Wouldn't you be by the sea instead of right in the middle of it? It's time to be just to ourselves, discerning with the energy that we let in, knowing that the only person we have any power over is us. So what does Cancer need to be discerning about? What does Cancer need to be discerning about? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. The Seven of Air. The Seven of Air, the Seven of Swords, is the knowledge that we're taking and the knowledge that we're giving away. But it's also being discerning about the people who have stolen from us, cheated us, lied to us. Why are we taking that energy back in? Why are we taking those people back in? Why are we putting ourselves back in that situation? Set up for failure, set up to never ever see the cups and the wishes that are becoming a part of our lives, that desperately want to be utilized and enjoyed. What is the fear that is holding Cancer back? What is the fear that is holding Cancer back? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. The King of Swords. So the fear that is holding us back at this time and actually keeping us from realizing our own dreams is the sense with the King of Swords, is the power of knowing our mind, of speaking our truth, of being more discerning. You know, it comes back to being more discerning. It's like, I'm going to take somebody off. Fine. I don't want to, I don't like to, but it's not being as agreeable. It's being more, and I'm not, Spirit isn't saying this to be mean. It's like, not that we have to be mean, but it's that we have to stand up for what we believe in, what we desire, what we know, what we want, what we're looking towards, cutting through a lot of doubts and fears. Also embracing our own skills. What have we really worked towards? What have we really developed? What is it that we want? Because to become King of Swords, a sword is a weapon, first of all, and it takes tremendous skill. You don't just hand somebody a sword and they know what to do with it. It takes endless time and effort and practice, and hard, sweat-drenching time at that. So it's not easy. With the King of Swords, we're cutting through a lot of doubts and fears, but we're also seeing, what is it that I gave my time to? Where is it that I focused my dreams? What is it that I've said, oh, this will never amount to anything? And now I'm realizing, oh, yes, it will. I've sold myself short. Why did I sell myself short? What is it that I want? The fierceness that I desire. It moves us then to see, what is the power that Cancer has been denying themselves? What is the power that Cancer has been denying themselves? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. The Page of Fire. To be a student of your passion. To be a student of what you want to develop. To see things in a different light. To be different and to embrace that difference, but also know that it's going to grow with you and it's going to transform you and it's going to become more than you expected. And there's a fear to that. Like, what if it doesn't grow the way that I want it to? Well, most things don't. So there's a sense of not chaining ourselves and our dreams and our hopes and our desires, and letting ourselves be like children, exploratory and inquisitive and challenging. And what is the pain that Cancer needs to turn from? What is the pain that Cancer needs to turn from? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. It's the past. The pain that we need to turn from is not being in the present, but always looking at the past and thinking, did I do it wrong? Did I mess it up? It has to do with our passion, our creativity, our dreams, and our desires. Yes, okay, to be blunt or to be rude, there are missed opportunities. There are missed opportunities every single second of every single day. We choose not to do something and do something else. That's part of life. But to always live in the past, that's to live in pain. Because we can't change it. No matter how hard we want to, we can't change it and we can't relive it. So we have to move forward. And we have to look at what we desire, what we want, what we need, what we're healing towards. So how can we heal towards? How can we heal towards what we love? How can we heal towards what we love? How can Cancer heal towards what Cancer loves? How can Cancer heal towards what Cancer loves? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. It's by taking down the burdens. And it has to do with passion and creativity, but it has to do with the burdens that we carry. The Ten of Wands in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck has the person bent over, only looking at their feet, carrying this heavy, heavy burden. And isn't that a lot of times what life gets to be? Where instead of being the dreamer, instead of being the person who looks up and sees the pictures in the clouds, sees the beauty in the day, we think, oh, here's another day. Here's another workload that is going to be put on my shoulders. Here's more that I have to do. Here's more that I have to be responsible for. And the Ten of Wands is saying it's time to release it. And it's not releasing our responsibilities, but it's releasing the fact that we don't see the sun, but only the mud on our own boots. It's releasing the weight that is holding us down and embracing the way forward. It's like it's time to build instead of to just continuously carry. Let's look at our spirit animal message for this time. Cancer, May 16th to the 31st, 2021, Cancer. Cancer, May 16th to the 31st, 2021, Cancer. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. So of the dove and the butterfly, it's flight. It's being able to fly. That's why Spirit showed the sky so clearly. Be peace. Transformation is beautiful. Be peace, because the transformation, as we embrace peace, is beautiful. The subconscious spirit animal message is the koala spirit. Spirit has a plan. We're not left all alone. There is a plan. There is a purpose, even if we don't understand it. Our subconscious chakra message is angels and masters, angels and divinity. This is the soul star chakra, located 6 inches above our crown, and that's the one that we're connected to. These are angelic gifts, divine gifts. Take them. Take the wisdom. Take the protection. Don't go against the instincts during this time. Embrace them. Look at them. See how they make you feel. See what transpires. This is a time where fate is on your side. Don't do anything reckless or silly or harmful, of course, but there is fate on your side. The subconscious energy message is the Prince of Swords. There's a real desire of wanting to be rescued, which I completely relate to and understand. But there is a sense here of rescuing ourselves, which is beautiful and yet not as romantic as in the stories. So here, there is a sense of the energy we need to be mindful of is the energy that just charges forward, that says, I'm going after it now. This is the way it has to be. This is what I need. This is what I want. We need to kind of step back from things and not be caught up in other people's drama. And also think things through. The Knight of Swords has a tendency not to think things through. Our subconscious tarot message starts with the moon. It starts with fear, but it also starts with beauty within silence, beauty within contemplation. And facing the fear of the unknown, it leads us to the King of Wands, being able to transform, being able to see what we desire, what we want, what we long for, the passion, the hard work, not being afraid to roll up our sleeves, to just go after it. There's a transformative property here, and there's a transformation to us. And it brings us to our subconscious message for the whole entire reading. It's the Knight of Swords. That's why we have to be mindful of the Knight of Swords in others, because it will catch us up and it will just charge us forward. The Knight of Swords is us being the hero of our own story. It's my White Knight card. So it really is us being our own White Knight, cutting through the doubts and the fears, slaying the dragons, slaying the demons that hold us back. That's so important. That's what the Temperance does. That's why we have the angel and the devil right here. There's a battle of good and evil within us. There's this sense of, do I head this way? Do I head that way? What is it that I want? Do I want to be in balance, in harmony with myself, or do I want to be chained? And I know it sounds really easy to say, I want to be in balance and harmony, but the chains are so familiar, and they're so, at times, comfortable in their familiarity, in the pain that is known, in the disappointment that is already understood. So when we're charging forward here, when we're slaying the dragons and the fears and the doubts and the hurts and the pains within ourselves, it's uncomfortable. It pushes us out of our comfort zone. It makes us a bit angry. It can make us testy. But it also brings us to facing the poison within the world and cutting through that too, so that we ascend, so that we embrace our energy vibration and we move to new heights. All right, Cancer. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we break our chains and embrace our peace. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Cancer.